Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Um, so welcome back, everyone. Apologies for the break in transmission we had earlier. Um, the OBS Studio software I was using, something happened along the line, and we're here. All right. So since we can all see my screen, I think it's best to kickstart. All right. So welcome, guys. Um, this is the first inaugural online meeting, and I want to welcome everyone, and I want to thank everyone for coming on this journey together, because the truth is we are all on this journey together. You know, the main goal or main essence of this community is to be able to get or secure our dream jobs, right? So everything we need to know, everything we need to put in place, that is what the community is about. So I'll be kickstarting now. So for today's online meeting, we have 8 point agenda, and the first one is introduction. The second one is to know what ThriveInTech is about. The third one is to know the mode of operation. The fourth one is to get to know the pipeline, right? The fifth one is to get to know about the cohorts. Sixth one is cohort curriculum. What we should expect in each of these cohorts, or in the cohort. I mean, I'll be talking about grouping by career level, and the last will now be question and answer section. All right. So I want to believe we all know who I am. Just a brief introduction. I'm Akorede Ayombisi. I'm a product designer and the founder of this amazing community. Before I go forward, please, I hope we can hear me clearly. All right. So, just to give more insight about what Thrive in Tech is about, I'm very sure with the messages I've been sending into the Slack community channel, we already know what this community is about. But it would be nice for me to also shed more light on what the community is about. So, Thrive in Tech is a tech career community which is committed to aiding tech professionals, right, in propelling their career growth and securing their dream job. That's the primary goal and objective of Thrive Tech. You know, um, doing so. Another thing we need to know is these community activities would be carried out in cohorts, or will be based in cohorts, and which will follow specific timeline. So during this cohorts, we would cover a broad range of topics, including building an impressive portfolio, creating compelling US case studies and personal projects, refining our resume and cover letters, streamlining job applications, utilizing how to use job application tracker, and a lot more of resources. And also to add to it, we'll be having guest speakers to come and talk to us on some certain topic, right? Experienced people, from senior designers to tech recruiters, people that are already in the space, people that have experienced all these things, right? They come and talk to us about how we should go about it, the best way we should get this thing done, right? Because I've also been in a situation whereby I'm just doing things based off what I feel is right, right? Like, I'm not doing it based on what is right. Do you get? So we are going to be bringing all these people to come and tell us what the industry actually wants of us, and once we are able to make all these things in place and make it happen, it's going to be easier for us to land these jobs. So the next is, let's talk about the mode of operation for this community. The mode of operation in this community would be based on would be on cohort basis, and we plan to have two cohorts. I added three cohorts here. We plan to add 3 cohorts per year. So the first cohort, is this one we are doing, but starting from next year, we'll be having the first cohort around, let's say, or between February to um, May, while the next one will now be, around this time or thereabouts. So I'll be communicating that, as we progress. So each of the cohorts is intended to operate for a duration of 8 to 10 weeks. So now, um, when I move to the next section, we'll get to understand, in depth of, how all of this thing is going to work out. So let's go to the next one. But before, I talk about, the next session, which is the pipelines, I want to see our comments. I want to know if we are, all following, and if we can, if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Please drop some messages. Let me know if we are all following. Okay. Can I get, can someone just drop a message in the chat? I need to know if we are all following, so there won't be any mix up. Okay, okay, all right. Thank you so much, Jolayemi. All right. As you can see on the screen, I want to talk about, the pipeline. So now, like I said, the community operation will be on a cohort basis, right? So now, on that cohort basis, there will now be 2 pipelines. The main goal of this community, like I said, is for us to be able to land our dream jobs, right? So, what brought about the learning pipeline is for the newbies, right? When I pushed out the link out, or the idea outside there, and a lot of people, said they were interested and all of that. So I opened up the link, and there were 4 different career levels: newbie, junior, intermediate, and senior. And I got a lot of newbie signing up. So I was like, okay, how can we, you bring these people in? Because obviously a newbie should have been thinking about getting a job. What should be your core focus is how I can learn the skill, how I can be well skilled, right? So I was not like, okay, how can we make this happen? How can I make this happen? So I decided to come up with the pipeline. So now we're going to have the learning pipeline and the job pipeline. So as you can see on the screen, the learning pipeline is specifically designed for newbies, just newbies alone. If you identify as a newbie in terms of your career level, this pipeline is tailored for you. You will receive learning materials and resources to complete with a defined timeline and accountability partners. This structure aims to ensure that learning is enjoyable, engaging, and collaborative, so that you do not feel isolated in your learning journey. So I want, if any newbie is on this chart, on this call at the moment, I want you to understand that it's not that I'm going to be teaching, or anyone is going to come and teach you how to use Figma, or what is UX, or what is UI, or any of that. No. What we'll be doing is to give you the right resources to use. So for example, let's say the course starts, and this week you have to learn about principles of design, right? So in the Slack channel, I would drop a link. Like, we would have group leaders, so I would drop a link of the resources and videos we need to watch. So it's just going to be direct, like straightforward, not plenty of link, just one link that you can learn from, right? And after what I expect of you that week is dedicate like 3 days to learn that stuff, right, and practice. Then once that week is done, the next week there's another thing you need to learn, and it keeps going and it keeps going like that, right? You don't need, one thing you need to prepare your mind for is, you don't actually need someone to sit you down before you can learn. No, if you're actually dedicated, if you really want to get it, YouTube and some materials and pointers to the right direction is more than enough for you. And coupled with the fact that you are going to be having other people as accountable partners, and there's going to be every Saturday we'll be having short calls like this, just to tell what you need to do, how you need to go about it. All of those things are more than enough for you to get started, right? So now let's talk about the other pipeline, which is the main reason why this community is even created in the first place, which is the job pipeline. This pipeline represents the primary goal of our community. If you identify as a junior, intermediate, or senior in terms of your career level, this pipeline is meticulously crafted for your needs. You will gain access to invaluable materials, resources, expert insight on topics that are designed to equip you to pursue your dream job. This structure aims to comprehensively prepare you for the essentials in your job search. So basically, as we can see, this is what this community is built of, right? We'll be having series of helpful materials that will be shared, resources. We'll be having speakers come talk to us, on how to create a compiling US case study, how to craft our portfolio, what we need, how we can, come up with a very good resume, and all of the things that we need to prepare us to start applying for those jobs, right? To be industry ready for those jobs. So I want to believe that now we understand, what the pipeline is about, and we're getting to understand, what the community, is about. So the next is to talk about the cohort itself. So the first ever cohort is going to be named Saturn. So Saturn is one of the planets, right? So it is going to be named Saturn, and it is intended to run for a duration of 9 weeks. So for the job pipeline, right, it's going to run for 9 weeks, while the learning pipeline is going to run for 12 weeks. So the Saturn cohort, which is the first ever cohort, is set to kick off next week Saturday, which is September 2nd, right? And it will end on October 28th, 2023, this same year. Throughout and following each cohort, we anticipate, numerous job offers. So the goal for this community, or for this cohort, right, is after this cohort, at the end, we want to see people, start applying for job. We now want to see people, saying, oh, with the resources, with the help of the community, with everything that the activities carried out in the cohort, I was able to, land this job, this dream job of mine. And, that would be like the greatest thing that can happen to the community. And that would be like my own greatest win, right? So, this is just basically what, the cohort is about. Now, this next session is the cohort curriculum. And I want us to, pay little attention to it. And I'll be also, later after this meeting, I'll be sharing us, this curriculum. I'll be sharing it to the Slack channel, so we can also, have a copy of it. And along the line, or before next week, some little thing might change, and I'll need to update the curriculum and send back to you. But for now, this is, what we intend to achieve in the 9-week duration. So, as we can see, this is the breakdown of all of the activities that we'll be engaging during the cohort in order to achieve our goal of securing our desired dream job. If you look at the outline here, you will see that the career level for this is applicable to junior, intermediate, and senior. As we all know, there are some of the activities here that might not be applicable to senior. For example, writing a US case study. For a senior designer, they probably, know how to do that. But, if you feel, no knowledge is waste, right? You can also partake in all of these things, right? So, for junior, intermediate, or senior, the first week, we're going to start with kickoff and setup. So, the setup is, all of the things that you need to make sure you have readily available. We'll be talking more on that next week, Saturday. The week 2 is going to be, where the whole thing now starts, right? Writing a case study, a US case study. So the first week, I'll be bringing on someone to talk to us, an experienced, senior designers to talk to us on how best we can write a case study and go about it. And you can see we have verse 1, verse 2, verse 3. What that means is just like part 1, part 2, part 3, because coming up with a case study, a week would not be enough, right? So you need to, spread it across 3 weeks. And that 3 weeks is more than enough for you to come up with a case study if you work back to back on it, if you actually dedicate, all the time you need, to get this happen. And I want to believe that you signing up for this cohort, you want to put in everything, right? You want to make sure you put in everything for you to be able to, achieve the goal at the end of the day. And the week 5, we are going to have someone come talk to us about how we can now build our portfolio website. So portfolio website is basically, where you house all of your case study, your project, a little about yourself and some other things that you want recruiters or hiring managers to see, right? And we are going to be using a platform that is free, for you to create your portfolio, which is Vizy. And I'm going to work on some templates on there, so that with that template, it's going to be easy for anyone to just edit and make your own, right? And you can use that to put together all your works and have as your portfolio website. Then the next thing on the agenda will now be, which is week 7, is to now craft an effective resume and a cover letter. So we are also going to be bringing someone, a tech recruiter, to also tell us, teach us how best we can do that, right? For cover letter, you probably, they're going to tell us how we can do that also. The cover letter will just be like a template whereby you can now modify based on any job that you want to apply to. Then week 8 is now where, so by week 7, I want to believe that we are all set, like we are like 90% set to start applying, or 95% set, because you're having a good US case study, having a portfolio website to house all of your works and yourself, having an effective resume and cover letter. All those 4 things are all the things you need, right, before you can start apply for jobs. And it's not just having all of those things, it's to have the right thing, right? That's the essence of this, to know, okay, what should a case study look like, how should a portfolio website look like, what should you have in it, and what should you not have in your portfolio websites and in your resume and all of those things. So when you have that, there is a job tracker, application tracker that will now be given to us. We are also going to have a talk on that, how to use it, how to utilize it. The job application tracker is just like I know some of us must have seen it. So it's just like it's similar to like an Excel sheet, sort of, whereby you have the list of company, the stage you are and all that. So for example, let's say you've done your research and you saw that, okay, there are 5 companies that are currently applying, right? Or you can keep updating it. So if you've applied, you are going to change the status to apply, and there are a bunch of things in that tracker that you can use to track the companies you've applied to, the companies that have rejected your application, the companies that have accepted you to come for the online interview, the company that has accepted and giving you offers and all of those things, right? It's just for you to properly track and know your progress, right? So it's very, very effective when you are job hunting or applying for job. Then the last day is now final or demo day. So what we're going to be doing that day is, by that time, everybody must have their own job application tracker, customized, probably listed all of the companies that are open to hiring designers, and everything has been done. And probably okay, there's going to be like a database where you send all of those links, and I can go through it and just make sure everything is well in place, and like a go ahead, sort of. And after that week 9, the next thing we want to see in the community share your win channel is, oh, I just got an offer from Google, I just got an offer from Amazon, I just got an offer from Netflix, and so on and so forth. And I want to believe that is going to happen in this community. All right. So the next one I'm going to talking about is now the learning pipeline. So before I talk about that, I want to see our charts in the live chat. I want to see our message in the live chats. Did we, understand what I just said earlier concerning the job pipeline? Are we clear on it before I move forward to talking about the learning pipeline? Thank you. So just let me know in the chats. Okay, Babatunde said amen. Please let me know if you got everything I. Okay, Michael said awesome. All right, thank you. So I want to believe that we understand what the job pipeline is about and all the things that we'll be doing. Right. All right. Thank you so much. So let's move to the next one, which is the learning pipeline. So as I said earlier, the learning pipeline is not the primary goal of this community. The reason why this learning pipeline was bettered or was created is because of the newbies, and as a community we can't just say, oh, we don't want community to join in because our goal is to land a job, right? We should still give room for newbies, for new people that wants to come into the space, to come in, and we can share the roadmap or what they need to do, right? So that's why the learning pipeline is included in the community activity. So for the learning pipeline, it's going to be a 12-week curriculum, and like I said, as a newbie, you have nothing to do with like your mind shouldn't be in getting a job, or you shouldn't be thinking of, oh, I want to get a job. No, because how can someone that does not have a skill get a job? It's not possible, right? So your main goal is how I can get the skill. I'm not just getting the skill. How can I be well skilled at this skill? As a product designer, UI UX designer, or as the case may be, right? That is the goal. And as you can see on the screen, the curriculum is clear, right? For this also, I might make some little changes before next week Saturday, when we commence the course officially, right? So you can see it's clear. Week one is kickoff, and you get to understand UX design. So like I said, just the same thing. We're going to be sharing resources on what you need to read, videos you need to watch on understanding UX design. It's not going to be it's not going to be like 5 videos. No, it's just going to be one video that is clear enough for you to understand. And 7 days a week is more than enough for you to tackle each of this topic. Then the next one is understanding UX research and the other part of UX research. So we're going to be sending videos on all those ones too. You read it. And another thing I want to say is, when you are doing this, have like a book on the side. Just take this as if you are in a classroom, right? And just try to jot things you are learning down, and that's how best you can actually learn and put all of those things in practice. So you can see understanding UI design and its principles, understanding Figma and its design tools, understanding color and accessibility, understanding typography, grid and spacing, mastering auto layout and responsive UI design, mastering Figma components, variants, Boolean property and instance swap, understanding prototype and animation, and so on and so forth. So on week 11 it's going to be practice, right? You have to show you now need to now start putting all of those things that you've learned so far into practice. And the final day and demo day is just going to be all of the things that you've learned, the stuff that you've designed. You send it to a link, and it's going to be like a review day where we get to review what you've done and your progress level, right? And at that point, you don't just stop there, right? You keep on learning. There must have been some things that you probably have not mastered. You go back to learn it and all of that. And when the next cohort starts, at that point you can now confidently say that, yes, I'm transitioning from being a newbie to a junior designer. And at that point, when you're a junior designer, you can now say, yes, I want to now start applying, for a job. Do you understand? So, you use 3 weeks to learn, in the community, in the cohort, with other people, with your colleague. Then before the next cohort starts, which is probably be in a space of 2 months, you can now join. But within that space, you don't just stop. You keep learning, you keep advancing, you keep gathering more knowledge. Then at that point, you can now confidently apply for the next cohort, for the job pipeline. Do you get? So I hope that is also clear. If you're a newbie on this call, please just reply with clear, or I'm clear, or yeah, and I can go to the next one. Okay, if you're a newbie on the call, please just type, this is clear. All right. Thank you so much, Jola Yemi. All right. So the next, thank you, Ibrahim. Also, the next one is, well, I'm going to be talking about grouping by career level. So now, when we start the cohort, or before we start, which is going to be next week. So after this call, another thing I'm going to do is to send us link, so that we can apply. If we are a newbie, we apply for the learning pipeline. If you are a junior, intermediate, and senior, you can apply for the job pipeline, right? Then I can now group us by our career level, right? I'm going to group juniors together. I'm going to group intermediate together, and I'm going to group seniors together. So now we'll be organized into group of 10 individuals according to their career level, with each group assigned a group leader. So now according to your career level, you'll be grouped into 10, right? And there will be one person that will be your group leader. So the group is going to be selected at random. After everyone has applied, have submitted their credentials, their names, and all of that, I'm going to pick people randomly. Then at random also, I might pick the group leader, or anyone that is interested to be in a group leader can signify, right? So now weekly, I'm going to be having a call. So the group leader will be responsible for reporting the progress and activities of the respective groups to the group coordinator, which is myself, during our weekly meeting. So with the group leader, I'm going to be having a call with them, because the reason for that is so that we can individually talk, right? Because right now on the call we're not much, but when we kick off by next week, a lot of people will join, right? And we might be more than 200, and talking to 200 people at the same time, is not that realistic. So if we are 200, and let's say it's divided into 10, that's 20. It's easier to talk to 20 people, and when we convey the information to them, they can now go to their respective groups and talk to their group member and say, oh, this is what we're supposed to do, this is what we're not doing right. And everybody gets to be active, right? We get to participate actively, and everything we are going to be doing in the course is going to be effective, and we won't be leaving anyone behind. So that is what grouping by career level is about. I hope that is also clear. So yes, the next, or the last thing here, is now question and answer, right? It's a question and answer section. So I want you guys to drop your question in the comment section, and I'll try my best to answer all of them. So if you have any question, if you want me to clarify some things, just please drop it in the comment section, and I'm going to provide an answer to it. Yeah, thank you. So after this call, so I'm going to be dropping a link where we can also apply, for the cohorts, right? Either as a um, either for the job pipeline or for the learning pipeline. So if you have any question, if you need any clarity, so please drop it in the live chat and I'm going to provide an answer to that. Thank you. Okay, Ibrahim said for the job pipeline. Yeah, please go on with your question, please. Like I said, if you have any question, if you need more clarity on what the community is about or how the operation is going to be, please, drop the questions now, before we round it up. Thank you. Okay, Salahu Lukman said, I don't get any newbie to learn for the whole cohort duration, then apply for the next, or will be learning with other career level. Okay, I don't get a newbies to learn for the whole cohort duration, then apply for the next. Yes, so thank you so much, Salahu Lukman, for that. So, like I said, let me go back here. So, the cohorts, like I said, the community would operate in cohorts basis, right? So now, under the cohorts, we're going to be having two pipelines, and the reason for these two pipelines is because of the newbies. As a newbie, you don't have the skill or yet, right? You need to have the skill before you can apply for the job. So now how can you now know which of the pipeline that is applicable to you? Is based on your career level. So the learning pipeline is specifically for newbie, right? While the job pipeline is specifically for junior, intermediate, and senior. So now we're starting a new cohort which is named Saturn next week. For that cohort, then there is a 9-week curriculum which is the job pipeline. Is only, like I said, is only for junior, intermediate, and senior. While as that one is going on, the learning pipeline also will commence. That means for this first cohort, as a newbie, your main goal is to learn the skill. You have nothing to do with applying for the job, and you are going to be learning. You are going to be in a group together with your fellow newbie, where resources will be shared, and every week we are going to be having a call. For example, if let's say today is the first week and it says understanding color, well, I'm going to talk briefly on what you need to learn about color, what you need to do, then share your resources and just give you a guide. Then on your own, you now need to watch the video or take the course and just learn on your own, because they are all self-explanatory. You don't need anyone to sit you down. Do you get? So now, after this cohort, the career level that apply for the job pipeline, by that time they must be very ready to now start applying for those jobs. While for the learning cohort, for the learning pipeline, at that point you still need to keep learning, keep brushing up your skill. Then when the next cohort resumes, by that time you are now you can now be tagged as a junior designer, because you already know the skill, and at that point you want to now prepare yourself to apply for jobs. I hope that is clear now. So The next question I'm going to take now is David Okunlola. Thank you, Akorede, for this community. Please, I'm not on the Slack group, but always get mail updates and on. Oh, okay. If you check earlier, I sent a message, using the NAS community group. I sent the group link then, but probably what I'm going to do again is I'm going to send, another email, with the group link so that we can join the group link, before we commence, the next and this very first cohort. So thank you, David. I'm going to note that down, and I'll be sending the link after this call. The Slack link. Okay, so the next question is from Ibrahim Kolawole. So he said, regarding the job pipeline, is there a mechanism in place to prevent individuals who have already completed the 9-week cohort exercise from participating again? Okay, regarding the job pipeline, is there a mechanism in place to prevent individuals who have completed the 9-week cohort? No. So thank you for that question. So now, let's imagine that you are either a junior, intermediate, and senior, and you register for the job pipeline, right? And this is the first cohort, which is Saturn. So after this 9-week, we expect everybody to now be readily, be very prepared, right, to now start applying for those jobs with 100% full confidence, right? But we have to be realistic with ourselves. Not everybody, will be lucky enough, to get a job. Not because they don't have everything they need to have, to get a job. Not because their US case study is not good enough and all of that. Because all those things, by the end of the 9 weeks, you need to make sure everything is in place, right? Let's say during that process, things have not happened, or even though you've gotten a job, right, you can still apply for the next cohort. Right, because the thing is, knowledge is never a waste, and as we all know, in every industry there is always new updates. There is always new way of doing things, and we need to be up to date and stay abreast with all of the things that is happening in the industry. So there's no restriction to that at all. You can always apply for the next cohorts, right? Even if you have a job already and you feel you want to apply, it's fine. It's open to anyone. There's no restriction whatsoever. Do you understand? Okay, the next one is, or is it cohort reopen? Yes. So the cohort is reopened for repeating attendance by same individual. Yes, you're right. Also, is there any pathway planned for anyone who wants to contribute? Yes. So right now, I'm basically the only one, trying to put everything together and all of that, right? So along the line, obviously, anyone that is willing to assist me, or to volunteer and try to do some other things, why not? Like I said, we are a community. The goal is for everyone to be able to land their dream job at the end of this course, right? And if anyone is willing to assist in any way, volunteer to do some certain things to make this work, why not, right? You can just chat me privately on Slack, and we'll take it from there, right? So yeah, you're welcome, David. So are there any questions before we wrap it up, and I would share some of the things, the other things that we need to do on Slack? Are there any questions? So another thing I want to say is the link to register for the cohort is going to be shared strictly on Slack, right? I won't be sending it to our emails, and the reason for that is to be precise, 828 people registered for the community, right? 828 people registered for the community, but only, as at the time I checked, only 270 joined so far. And on this call right now, the highest that I've seen joined is 25. I want to believe that probably the mistake or the low turnout was from my hand. It was supposed to start by 5, and because of the issue I had, people didn't rejoin, right? But we have, at the moment, currently now, we have like 18. So the reason why I'll be sharing only the link, to participate in quotes in the Slack channel is because if I send it to the 826 people, if I send it to their mail, they might not know, what this is about, because they didn't join this, right? And they've not, been in the Slack channel to even, see all of the updates and all of that, right? So that's the reason why everything is going to be shared in Slack channel going forward. Probably at the end of this first quarter, and we're able to get so many success, story. Most of you guys started sharing your wins and all that. Then before, by then we'll probably have a better way to figure out how this should work, right? So that's it for my hand for now. And I want to appreciate every one of you that stick around, every one of you that joined earlier, and you have to join back. Thank you so much. And I want to promise us that this community, this cohort, is going to be, I'm going to use the word life changing, right? Because you getting your dream job is a life changing event, and I want to believe that that is going to happen, and that will be like my biggest win this year so far. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll keep on chatting with you guys and dropping all of the announcements and information we need on Slack. Thank you guys. Thank you. And also this recording, or this live session, should be recorded, and I'll make sure I also provide it and send the link. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend. Until next time, have fun and stay fab.